Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Rundown. We're going to go over the MLB games scheduled for Wednesday, August 27th, 2025. Now, if you like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Put those baseball picks in the comments section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, the games I love the most, including my daily rundown best bet in Major League Baseball, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, here we go. Here are the games for Wednesday, Major League Baseball. First up, we've got an afternoon game between the Nationals and the Yankees. We've got Cade Cavalli and Max Fried as the starters. Now, obviously, it's not been a great second half of the season for Max Fried, but he did bounce back in a big way with his last start against the Red Sox. Even though the Yankees lost that game 1-0, it was a really impressive outing for Fried. 6 scoreless innings with 7 strikeouts in that one. I think he could build off that start, as I like the matchup for him in this game against the national team. It's not been great against lefties in the month of August. And, Cade Cavalli's pitched well so far at the major league level, 22 1/3 innings, sub-3 ERA, but he's had 3 straight starts of 7+ base hits given up in those games, and not great strikeout numbers in those last 3 starts either. I think the Yankees could get to him, especially at Yankee Stadium, as this offense is heating up. So I'm going to roll with the Yankees in this one on the run line at Yankee Stadium. Next up, we'll go to the NL East as the Braves take on the Marlins. We've got Joey Wentz and Ryan Gusto as the starters. 2 starting pitching options that we really haven't backed too often in 2025. But I will say, I think Joey Wentz has a little bit of a better matchup here against the Marlins team, and it's not been great against left-handed pitching in the month of August or overall this season. We saw Wentz go 5 1/3 of 1-run ball against these Marlins back on August 10th. That ended up being a 7-1 Braves victory. I think Atlanta can get to Ryan Gusto for a couple of runs. Gusto's not really pitched well since joining the Marlins. He faced this Braves team in that series. It wasn't the same game against Wentz, but in that doubleheader, 6 innings, 3 earned runs. He did have 8 strikeouts, and it was a quality start on paper, but still ended up being a 7-1 Braves win. And in that most recent game against the Blue Jays, he got crushed, 6 innings, 5 earned runs, and no strikeouts in those 6. So I got to go with the Atlanta Braves here on the money line on the road. Next up, the Tampa Bay Rays and the Cleveland Guardians. We've got Slade Cecconi and Drew Rasmussen as the starters. I think there's a lopsided pitching matchup in favor of Tampa Bay. Cecconi had a quality start in his last game against the Rangers, but 2 home runs given up. He's given up a lot of sharp contact this year, 19 home runs in 96 innings and 5 home runs his last 3 starts combined. A lot of base runners and earned runs, in general in those last 3 games combined. All 3 losses for the Guardians. They've lost 4 of his last 5. I just don't think he's in good enough form compared to Rasmussen, who's been one of the best pitchers in the American League this season. He's given up 2 runs or fewer in 5 straight games. He's just been a very consistent and efficient option on the mound for Tampa Bay. I think they have a good bullpen behind him as well. So I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Rays on the money line in this one. Next up, we've got the San Diego Padres and the Seattle Mariners. We've got Yu Darvish and Brian Wu as the starters. I think this is a great pitching matchup. Even though Darvish has been a little bit shaky so far in 2025, he's got great numbers against this current Mariners lineup and a pretty good sample size, as Darvish, of course, has been in the league for a while. And on the other side, Brian Wu has been excellent for Seattle. He's been their ace, really, of this rotation. Even though this is a rotation with a lot of big names, Wu has been the most consistent option in the Mariners rotation. And at a very pitcher-friendly ballpark with 2 solid bullpens to go with it, I think we see a pitcher's duel, low-scoring game. Give me the under in Padres-Mariners. Next up, we've got the Red Sox and the Orioles. We're still waiting for a starter for Baltimore, but we should see Brayan Bello going for Boston. And listen, Brayan Bello at the beginning of the season, I was critical of his game, but I think he's really pitching well in the second half of the year. He's mixing in a good amount of missed bats and strikeouts. His control's been a lot better, even though, a couple of games here and there where the walks do pile up. Overall, I'd say he's trending in the right direction there, and only 3 home runs given up in his last 5 starts combined. A lot of those starts were 6+ innings, including the last game against the Yankees. 7 innings of shutout baseball with 5 strikeouts and just 1 walk given up, and that's a Yankees lineup that he's pitched really well against in the past, but it's pretty similar numbers, maybe not as strong numbers, but good numbers against this current Orioles lineup for Bello in a smaller sample size, 50 plate appearances, great strikeout rate, 29%, low walk rate, and a low xWOBA with a 216 expected batting average. I think Bello matches up well. I think he pitches well. I think the Red Sox win this game on the road. Next up, we've got the Minnesota Twins and the Toronto Blue Jays. No official starter right now for Minnesota, but we should see Eric Lauer going for the Blue Jays. I think he pitches well, and I think the Blue Jays will back him up for a victory. Lauer's pitched well in 2025. He's been pretty consistent for Toronto as well, and a profitable option. They've won 4 of his last 5 games, including 3 straight, one of those at Coors Field against the Rockies, where we mentioned that Eric Lauer has really struggled in the past, but this year he went 6 innings of 1-run ball. He then pitched against the Dodgers on the road and wasn't great, but the Blue Jays still backed him up and won that game. And then most recently, August 16th, 5 innings, 1 run against the Rangers in a victory. So he's had some time off now. He's had, this is going to be his first game in about 10 days. But you're facing a Twins team, and against lefties in the month of August, not great numbers. They're near the bottom of the league in OPS and ISO. It's a good spot for Lauer. I'm going to roll with the Blue Jays on the money line. Next up, the Philadelphia Phillies and the New York Mets. We've got Taijuan Walker and Nolan McLean as the starters. Now, Walker facing his former team. He is pitching pretty well as of late, but I don't like this matchup for him at all at Citi Field against the Mets team. It's been great offensively against righties in August. They're a tough team to play at Citi Field. They played very well against the Phillies in 2025, and they're facing their former starter in Walker, who does not have great numbers against his former team. And it's a lot of, it's a pretty heavy sample size, 148 plate appearances against his current Mets roster, high walk rate, low strikeout rate below 15%, a 529 expected slugging percentage, and a 385 xwOBA. I think Walker's in trouble in this game. I think McLean's already shown that he's got really solid upside to his game with great strikeout stuff. One of the best sweepers in Major League Baseball already, and he pitched 7 innings of 2-run ball against the Braves his last start. You definitely worry about regression for a young starter, not a lot of Major League experience, and I don't think he'll be perfect in this game. This is the toughest matchup of the season, in my opinion, for McLean after he pitched against the Mariners and Braves, but I think he gets the run support. I think the Mets bullpen will be good enough. Give me the Mets in this one on the money line. Next up, we've got the Arizona Diamondbacks taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. We've got Ryan Nelson and Quinn Priester as the starters. Now, I'm not going to go against the streak right now. We're playing with house money with the Brewers with Quinn Priester as a starter. They've won 15 straight Quinn Priester outings. I'm not going to go against that. I will take Milwaukee, but I am a little bit concerned with this matchup, as I do think the Diamondbacks have a pretty good lineup against right-handed pitching. I also think Ryan Nelson is an underrated arm in this Diamondbacks rotation. I do think the silver lining, though, for Milwaukee is I think they're going to back up Priester. I think Priester could struggle. He really hasn't been the sharpest in his last few games. The Brewers have backed him up. I think they back him up again because Ryan Nelson's not been great on the road this season. ERA above 5 in 2025 away from Chase Field. So while he pitched well in his last game at a quality start, I could see Nelson struggling enough for Milwaukee to take the victory and earn their 16th straight win with Quinn Priester as a starting pitcher. He's been one of the most profitable pitchers in baseball. I can't go against the streak, so give me the Brewers in this one, but I am a little bit concerned. Next up, it's the Royals and the White Sox in the AL Central. We've got Ryan Bergert and Aaron Savale as your starters. Now, Ryan Bergert's pitched well with his new team, but the Royals have not backed him up. They've lost 3 of his last 4 starts. And I think he pitches well in this game, but I think this time he gets the run support. Aaron Savale has not been pitching well for Chicago as of late. They've lost a lot of his games. He's given up a lot of sharp contact, including a home run in each of his last 2 starts, which is definitely a worry sign because Savale in the past, in previous seasons, had issues with the home run ball. Hasn't been too big of a problem in 2025, but you're starting to see that trend of giving up a lot of sharp contact, a lot of base runners, and extra base hits and home runs. And I think the Royals can get to him. They were able to get 8 base hits off him in 6 innings back on August 15th. The current Royals lineup's got good numbers against Savale in the past. So I'm going to roll with the Royals in this game on the money line on the road. Next up, we've got the Pittsburgh Pirates and the St. Louis Cardinals. We've got Sonny Gray and Braxton Ashcraft as the projected starters. Now, Sonny Gray's been good at Busch Stadium this year. He's got an ERA below 4, but he did struggle in his last home start against the Yankees, giving up 6 earned runs and a couple of homers. I think he bounces back, though, in this spot, as he's got great numbers against his current Pirates lineup. At about 100 plate appearances against the current roster, 28% strikeout rate, low walk rate, 222 expected batting average. I think Gray can toss a quality start in this game. I think Ashcraft has really pitched well for Pittsburgh in 46 2/3, only 1 home run given up and a 2.7 ERA. He's been mostly featured as a starter recently after being featured out of the bullpen at the beginning of his season, and he's pitched well as a starter. I mean, his last game against the Rockies, 5 innings, no runs given up. That's the Rockies, one of the weakest lineups in baseball, but even before that at Wrigley Field, 5 innings, 1 run against the Cubs, and a 3-2 Pirates win. So give me the under here in Pirates Cardinals. I'll look for a pitcher's duel. Next up, we've got the Rockies and the Astros. We've got Chase Dollander and Framber Valdez as the starters. Now, it makes sense to see the Astros as a big favorite in this game, but I really can't get there with Houston in this spot. I understand not a lot of people are going to want to back the Rockies in this game, and that's understandable as well. But for me, even though Dollander has struggled in 2025, he's still one of the top pitching prospects in Major League Baseball going into this season. I'm not ready to give up on his game. I still think he's got a lot of upside, and this is a situation where Framber's been in such bad form. The Astros have lost his last 5 games. He's given up 4+ runs in 3 of his last 4 starts. A lot of walks have piled up. The strikeout numbers have been inconsistent, and a lot of base runners, a lot of base hits given up. The Rockies, while their numbers at Coors Field are a lot better offensively than on the road, they're still a team that in the month of August has hit lefties very, very well. So I don't hate their matchup against Framber, especially in his current form. I think Dollander can be good enough. I know he struggled against the Astros earlier in the season, but that was at Coors Field. I'm going to take the Rockies here on the run line, taking 1.5 or 2.5 runs with Colorado. Next up, we've got the Cincinnati Reds taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. We've got Shohei Ohtani for the Dodgers, but no official starter right now for Cincinnati. Now, it does seem like I've faded the Reds quite a bit as of late, and that's definitely the case. But this is a spot where, while I'm not in love with backing Cincinnati right now, I have to go with the system play against Shohei Ohtani as a starter, as it's just not been a profitable venture to back the Dodgers on the money line or run line with Shohei as a starter, especially as of late, where they've lost 4 straight games, including last game against the Rockies, where the Dodgers were huge favorites in that game. He gave up 5 earned runs, 9 base hits, ended up being an 8-3 blowout loss for the Dodgers in that game. And I think that we see a Cincinnati team at still not great against right-handed pitching, but can work pitch counts, and I think can take Shohei Ohtani out of this game by the end of the 4th inning. I think for that reason, we're going to see a pretty steep price for the Dodgers as favorites, and the value has been on the other side with Shohei as of late. They've also seen Shohei back on July 30th, 3 innings, 2 runs, 5 base hits. They were able to get to him for a good amount of base runners, 2 walks to go with it, and it ended up being a 5-2 Cincinnati win. So I look for a similar result here. I'm going to roll the Reds plus the 1.5 runs. Next up, we've got the Giants and the Cubs. We've got Colin Ray and Carson Whisenhunt as the starters. Now, Colin Ray's been pitching a lot better as of late, but not great numbers against his current Giants lineup. A very high expected slugging percentage, low strikeout rate, high walk rate. Matt Chapman is 3 for 5 against him with a double and a home run. I would look towards his total bases over and maybe even a home run prop for Matt Chapman in this game. And Carson Whisenhunt hasn't been the best so far at the major league level, but he is one of the better prospects for the Giants, pitching wise and really in general. And he's facing a Cubs team that's not been great against lefties in the month of August. So I'm going to roll with the San Francisco Giants. We haven't backed the Giants very often, just like we haven't backed the Reds very often, as of late. But I'm going to take San Francisco on the money line. Next up, we've got the Detroit Tigers taking on the Athletics. We've got Casey Mize and Luis Morales as the starters. Now, even though Tigers have done well with Casey Mize starts recently, if you've been taking the opposition team total over in the recent starts for Mize, you've been doing very well. 3 straight games of 5+ runs for the opponents for Casey Mize in his starts. He's given up a lot of base runners, a lot of earned runs, and he's just not been pitching well in the second half of the season. I think that in this ballpark against the A's team, it's been great offensively in August. Mize is in trouble, and Luis Morales was excellent in his last game against the Mariners. His control has been the problem, the concern. He's only had 2 walks given up his last 2 games now combined, 11 innings of 11 strikeout, 2 earned run baseball. I think Morales pitches well, well enough. It's a tough matchup against the Tigers in a hitter-friendly ballpark, but I look for his team to back him up offensively in a big way. Give me the Athletics in this one on the money line. And that's it. Those are the games for Wednesday in baseball. Hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab at pickdawgz.com, and there is a link in the description. As always, this is Ron Romanelli. Good luck.